guys, welcome to my channel over here where today we're going to do a fun, quick and easy everyday fall look. And in this video, I have some older products because again, like I say every time, I'm probably going to stop saying it just because I know it gets repetitive and I super apologize. I'm in a low buy. So I've been testing out a lot of my older products and playing around with them and rediscovering it again, but I also am still buying because, well, I love makeup. And so I do have some new products in here that I have tested out in the last month or so, this month / into last month, that I'm still getting my final thoughts on for a speed review for you guys. So I figured I would throw those in here because what's the point and try them out more, because I need to try them out more anyways to gather those final thoughts. So I would really love it if you would smash that subscribe button and be a part of my YouTube family, especially if you love all things beauty. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. It gets the video out there for more people to see, and hopefully I can help them. And without further ado, let's dive into this quick and easy everyday fall look. To start, we're going to go ahead and just moisturize the lips, get them nourished with the Lottie London gloss. Now, I like this lip gloss for the fact that, as you can see, it does give a nice high shine. It is glossy. It smells really good. It's minty smelling. It definitely moisturizes and nourishes and hydrates the lips. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. However, the blue tint is supposed to make your teeth whiter. No. Doesn't do anything for my teeth. So we're going to start with that. I always do that anyways. And then we're going to jump into eyes. I always do my eyes first over complexion for fallout reasons. And so the older product, this is still relatively new, but I've already given my final thoughts and I've tried it so many times, is the new NYX Ultimate Warm Neutrals palettes they came out with. I love this palette. If you can't tell, it's used a lot. And then we're going to go ahead and try again the Rare Beauty. I've been testing it in different ways, and my thoughts have somewhat changed. I don't think it's as terrible as I had originally told you guys in my speed reviews with this. However, it still does pull and tug on my lids, so it's not creamy enough for my eyelids. Like the Bobbi Brown one I have, I really love. That one's actually like falling apart, makes me sad. I'm probably going to repurchase it full size. I know it's so expensive. But we have the Sephora VIB sale because I really love that one. That one's just creamy, glides on beautifully. I love it. But the little sample one I got with points from Sephora is breaking. So we're going to go ahead and play with this. So what I'm going to do for sake of time of video and stuff too, we're going to do one eye on camera and then I'll go ahead and go off camera and do the other eye. But I think that's going to be the only time I go off camera. We'll go ahead and stay on camera for everything else. I'm going to first jump into this lighter shade here. And I'm using BK Beauty 202. I love BK Beauty brushes, you guys, and I always tap off my excess. I need to get a different mirror for videos. This is a good mirror for when I'm not filming and I'm doing my makeup, but for filming wise, I definitely need a different mirror. But this BK Beauty brush is just amazing. All the BK Beauty brushes I have are amazing. You guys saw in my yearly favorites video that I just recently posted for summer and spring edition. These are like top tier in my makeup brush collection. I have other ones I shared with you guys that I love, but if I had to rate this brush and all the other BK Beauty brushes and all my other brushes that I shared with you guys, BK Beauty is top tier. It's #1 brushes. I actually have some brushes in my cart getting ready to purchase some more eye brushes from her because I get so sad when these are dirty and then I can't use them when I go to do my makeup again. So we're just going to do that with that color there. Again, quick, easy, every day. So it's just going to be real simple. And then I'm going to go ahead, because of going off camera, I always have paper towels with me even when I'm doing my makeup off camera. And I'm just going to clean this. I do have one of those little clean swatch things for your brushes, but I don't always use it. So I'm just going to clean this off since, like I said, we're going to go off camera and do the other eye so we're not cross-contaminating. And then we're going to go in with this shade right here, which is a tad deeper and it's a little bit more of a warmer undertone. That last one was more cool toned, leaning a little warm. And we're going to do the same exact thing. We're just going to put this in the crease as well. And we're just putting it right on top of that color. Yeah, so I am not normally a glam girl. If you're not new here, you know that. I'm normally someone that just likes quick, easy, basic looks. But I mean, I'll go glam when I have a special event to go to, you know, like something with the kids at school, a date night, you know, things like that. But for the most part, I just go quick and easy. But I do change things up a little in the fall and winter time. Summertime, I love skin tints. I mean, this summer was the year for skin tints, in my opinion. And I absolutely fell in love with so many skin tints. I have a couple that I'm still testing, so I don't know when I'll get that ranking skin tints video up to you guys, but I promise you it is coming. It will, I'm hoping before the end of the year, to be honest. I feel like the year is just flying by. All right, and then we're going to take this BK Beauty brush 203, and we're gonna go a little bit deeper, and we're gonna take this color right here, and we're gonna saturate it, but I always tap off the excess, always. Just like with my setting powders. And then I'm going to pretty much like put it on. I have hooded eyes, so this part gets a little messy, but I can clean it up when I'm done. I always get eyeshadow on my skin under my eyes. So we're gonna put it here on the lid, but then we're gonna bring it up here just a little, and then we're gonna dive in just a little bit more, and then we're gonna blend it in with those other colors in the crease. I mean, these BK Beauty brushes make it so easy, like to do any eye look, whether you have hooded eyes, whether you know, don't, you have normal eyes, small eyes, whatever it may be. And then I'm just now blending that in with the color in the crease. Again, it will all get cleaned, all get cleaned up. I went up a little too high there. We're just getting it all together, blending it in to each other, and then it will get cleaned up, don't worry. But yeah, I go more so in the winter and fall time with more of a medium to, on the lighter side, medium complexion coverage. My skin is definitely a lot drier than normal. And then I'm going to take this Firma 203 and we're just going to blend edges. I have a little bit drier skin in the fall and the winter time, so I prefer to have more hydrating type of products in the fall and winter time, but I also like to have more coverage. All right, now we're gonna go in, actually, let's do this. Let's go in a little bit with a brown shade, but let's go with a lighter brown shade. So let's go in with this shade, and we're gonna put it on the inner portion of the lid, and then we're going to also put on the, where I put down that eyeshadow on the lid, we're also going to put the Rare Beauty over that, and I'll show you how I've been blending it. I feel like this makes it a little bit harsher, or less harsher, because I also found this shade to be a little too dark for someone with hooded eyes. So I'm just going over a little bit of that shimmer color we just put on from the NYX palette, just to help it kind of cohesively blend together once we get this all the way on. And as you can see, it's definitely tugging. I mean, it's a little creamy. It's not, like I said, it's not terrible. Now that I've had more time with it, and I gave it a good amount of time, but it's grown on me a little, which again is a good reason why you should always go back to your older products and play around with them more, because if I hadn't decided to go into this low buy, I never would have, honestly. And then we're gonna take the ColourPop E3 and we're just going to blend it out with this brush, and I'm blending it in with that lighter gold color from NYX. We're blending that all together, and then I'm just taking this, it's a dry brush, we don't need to wet it, and we're just blending it like that. So here is that eye look. I will put eyeshadow on the lower lash line once we get concealer and everything on. So here is that eye look for you guys. That's just a quick and easy, just 3 colors in the lid, and then three colors in the crease, one color on the lid, and then we're done. Sometimes I will go ahead and do eyeshadow on the upper lash line, but for every day, I usually leave that alone. So I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, finish up the other eye, and we'll come back on and finish the rest. I went ahead and curl lashes while I was off camera. I always do that, no matter what, everyday glam, I always curl. They're very sparse, they're very small, thin. My outer lashes don't curl very well. I just have a basic $3 e.l.f. lash curler. I mean, I can go more expensive, and I plan to, but I just picked one up one day, and that was one I picked up. It does the job. It just doesn't lift those outer ones. However, mascaras can do that job. So that's what we're gonna do next. So I finished up the eyes though real quick with the NYX palette. I love this palette. I feel like fall is great for neutrals. It's also a very good time to do colorful looks. Like during Christmas time, you can do greens and reds and all those pretty shimmer colors. And then for Halloween, you can do oranges and yellows and all those pretty colors. I'm just a basic girl. I like neutrals, I like browns, but I also feel like fall is good for that as well, for the lips, for the eyes, for all of it. So that's why I went with this palette. I love this palette. It's amazing. I recommend it 100%. I also want to say, do your research. Just because I'm recommending a product or someone else that you're watching recommends a product doesn't necessarily mean it's for you. Or if I don't recommend one, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not for you. So always do your research. I do my research when I'm purchasing products, which is what I did with our complexion product, which is a newer one to my collection. I was reaching for it for a lot, and then I got a newer complexion product, and then I started reaching for that one more. So that's why I threw this complexion product in here, so I can test it out a little bit more for that speed reviews. But next up, we're going to use the CoverGirl Lash Blast Cleantopia mascara. This one isn't my all-time favorite, and the main reason for that is it's a very thick wand. And if you know, you know. I don't like very thick wands, but the formula is really good. It is wet, so you have to be careful, and then you add on the thickness of the wand. But I'm telling you guys, it does a really good job with your lashes. If you apply too much, it does get clumpy, and I normally only go in with 2 coats. Every so often, I'll go in with a little bit more, but for the most part, I only go in with 2 coats. So, but if you're someone with hooded eyes, you have to be careful, because see, I just got some mascara up there, so that will get cleaned up once it dries. But it's just hard when you have hooded eyes with a big wand like this. But it gave me some good volume, and it lifted them a little. So it's not a terrible mascara, but it's definitely not one of my favorite mascaras. But again, I want to give love to older products as well. And I wanted a mascara that would give me the look that this one's giving. So that's why we reached for it. It's not terrible. I don't think I will repurchase when I run out or it expires. Mascaras expire so quickly, and I have so many. And there is one that I will be picking up during the Sephora VIB sale. So I don't even know if this one will get used up, but that's okay. And I usually don't put any mascara on the lower lashes unless I'm doing a glam look or I am just deciding, okay, I'm going to do it for an everyday. There is one mascara, the one from Give Beauty, that I do like to put on the lower lash line. And especially because it's got that ball on the end, and it does a great job with the lower lashes and getting in the outer lashes on the top. So there's our eye look. It looks beautiful. I like it. Next, we're going to do complexion. All right, next we're going to go in with complexion. I don't have a primer on. We're not going to use a primer today. It really just depends. There's days I don't use primers. There's days I do. Today, I'm not feeling a primer. I'm going to throw my hair back just real quick, just so the loose lawn hair is out of the way. And the complexion product I was speaking of that I've tried, you guys have seen it in the first impressions video. I loved. I was using it all the time, and then I got a new one and started testing that one out. So now we have this one that's kind of fallen to the side, and I wanted to pull this one to try it out a little bit more before I do my final thoughts speed reviews, and it is the new Glossier Stretch Fluid Foundation. Now, I've never tried their skin tan. That's why I'm saying I did research on the brand, because this is the first product from Glossier I've ever tried. I definitely want to try more, because I do enjoy this. I will give you guys that much of a sneak peek, but that's all I'm going to say is I do enjoy this. Doing the research, it definitely, the skin tint was very like water-like, no coverage. It looked like your skin, you were just putting something that had color on your skin, essentially is what I read. So this one I feel like has it can be built up to medium. It's got the higher end of the light coverage side, but I'm okay with that because, again, in the winter and fall, I like a lighter to medium coverage. So I have mine in the shade Light 2, and I feel like it is a good shade, especially as we head into fall and the winter time. So I'm gonna apply it first with my fingers. I know some people cringe with that, and honestly, I was someone that used to cringe when I'd see people do this, but I really feel like it does make a difference, and it helps just warm up the product, like the warmth of your skin. So I'm just gonna spread it out a little, and then I will go in with my sponge. Now, if I use a brush, always if I use a brush, I still go in with a sponge just so I can press everything into my skin. But we're not doing a brush today. We're gonna go ahead and just do a sponge. It just depends. Again, it just really depends what I'm feeling that day. And I'm using the Rare Beauty Dream Cloud sponge. I really like this sponge. It's soft, it's bouncy. I got it when I bought her new foundation, the Sweetener foundation. I didn't have to buy it. It came with it. And I'm assuming it was a gift because I purchased it online and picked it up in store. So it was a pickup order online, and I'm assuming it was a free gift. I didn't even know it was in there until I went to pick it up. So I think it's worth $17. I think it's worth $17. I do enjoy it. And as you can see, and I'm only doing one side so you can see real quick what it looks like, but it's a really pretty foundation. I do really enjoy this. I've heard really good things. I've heard a lot of people like it, and I am bringing it down my neck, even though I feel like it's a pretty decent shade match. I usually do that with all of my complexion products. So here it is with and without. Now this isn't like a first impressions review, so I'm not gonna go into much detail about the products, but I'm just sharing with you guys for the fall what look I do for every day. But honestly, I'm more of an everyday look kind of girl anyways. So my glam is definitely glam because I don't do a lot of glam. It's not that I don't like it. I'm just a pretty basic type of girl. And as you will see in this, I'm pretty basic. Honestly, if I didn't want to keep testing that Rare Beauty and see of other ways to apply it and wear it, I honestly would probably not have done that. I would have just stuck with the one shade on my crease, or I mean on my lid, sorry. I usually go in with two colors in the crease and then the one darker color on the outer corner like we did and blend it into the crease. That I typically do every day. Sometimes I'll add in 4 colors, but it really just depends. But not very often. And then, like I said, sometimes I'll go ahead, even for every day, but more often than not, I usually don't put any shadow on my lash line up on my lid. It's usually on the lower lash line. Sometimes I do, though. It really just depends on my mood. But this is my everyday go-to quick and easy look. Now, clearly, we're on camera and I am speaking, so it's going to take a little bit longer than how it typically would take me, but it normally, when I'm doing a very quick and easy look, the one I'm sharing with you guys, 20 minutes, roughly 20 minutes. Now I'm just gonna, since I have kind of a small forehead, I try not to get this spread out too much with my fingers, just because I don't want to end up spreading it into my eyeshadow. And I stick with my coverage on the outer portion of my face, as you guys saw. And then I bring it in to the center, my cheeks and stuff, the center there. And I'm doing the same thing on my forehead. The reason why I do that is because I got the sun damage spots up here on my forehead. And then on the outer side is where most of my sun damage spots are. So I like to keep most of my coverage there. And then I'll go ahead and take it right there and blend it there. I tell you what, guys, I've been testing out different liquid exfoliants, and I'm telling you that Paula's Choice is a game changer. I haven't had it in a while because I've been testing out like drugstore ones. I'm buying that. I'm getting it again in the Sephora VIB sale because it's amazing. I definitely see a difference in my sun damage spots when I'm using that compared to the other liquid ones I've been trying from the drugstore. They're not bad, but I do prefer the Polished Horse over that one any day, or the other ones I've been using. All right, so here is the complexion. I will go ahead and powder it, but we will do that after we do our face. Even though we are going with powders on the face today instead of creams, I go for creams all year round, but today I want to stick with powders and play around and test out this face palette. I will go ahead and set it down. I like to do that with any powders I'm using, whether it's a high-end amazing palette or it's a drugstore cheaper bad powder product, or even a good drugstore product. I mean, I love drugstore. I have drugstore products, I have high-end products, but I like to do that because this is a little tacky. It does dry down pretty well. It's not too tacky. However, it is slightly tacky. So I do, when I'm using foundations, whether it's summer or winter, I do like to keep the center portion of my face more matte and the outer side glowy. So I have to kind of gear towards which powder I'm using because I want to keep that complexion like that. So I will go ahead and powder the out portion where I'm going to put those complexion products. I'm going to go ahead and put my hair back up, but these products will bring the glow back. So it doesn't really matter what setting powder today I'm going to use, but we're going to use the one size. I got this in a sample in translucent a while back, and I really liked it when I tried it. And honestly, haven't been pulling for it much. I actually used it the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, it is that good. I kind of forgot. So I'm going to take my puff here and we're just going to set the outer portion so we can do our complexion. So I picked up some powder and I like to tap it and rub it in just so you get an even application. And we're just going to just set right here. So those powders that we're setting down on our face doesn't stick and skip. Sometimes you'll have that issue and it's going to make it look patchy and blotchy. If you don't have that complexion product you've got, if you don't have it set down, or if it doesn't naturally set down all the way, then you apply a powder on top of something that's sticky and it's going to do that. It's going to just blotch up. It's going to skip. It's going to stick to the product no matter how good the product is. And I will say, I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler alert with this product as well that we're using for complexion. I do enjoy it. I definitely want to play with it more because, again, we have some newer products in my collection and I've been testing that out more, but I really do enjoy this face palette. And I do really enjoy the one size. I love it under the eyes. It gives a really nice smooth blurred a look. So I do enjoy it. So that is the one size. That's what I do next. And then I go in with my complexion product. The face palette we're talking is the new Hourglass Unlocked palettes. I have mine in the Octopus and it's a beautiful palette, you guys. Again, I'm not going to tell you my final thoughts, but I'm going to tell you I have enjoyed using it. So we're going to take this Tarte brush here. The only thing is the size of the pans, and when you have big brushes, it makes it a little hard. But we're going to take the bronzer and we're going to put the powder on. And again, the reason why I say it doesn't matter if the powder that we used was matte like it is, and then I do this, I tap it off onto the back of my hand. Let's go ahead and use this beautiful mirror. So we're gonna apply our bronzer. It doesn't matter because these products have a little bit of a sheen glow to it. So it's gonna bring that back. And honestly, the one size doesn't necessarily change my complexion very much at all, especially because I just lightly set it. I don't set it too much. I just want to set it enough to where I can put this product down without it sticking to my face. But look at that, you guys. It's so pretty. I do say, I feel like I do tend to reach more so for powders over the summer. Even though this summer, I definitely got into creams like crazy, but I don't know. I feel like that's what I tend to do. And typically I wouldn't put any bronzer up here where my sun damage spots are. I would start it right here and go down. But this powder is just so forgiving. I feel like it's really great for anyone with textured skin, anyone that has mature skin. It's a very forgiving formula. I tried to get last year's palette and I honestly did not want to pay the price. So I was waiting for it to go on sale and it went on sale and then it sold out so fast. So this year I was like, I'm paying the price. I'm going to do it. I want to test them out and I see the hype. I don't know how to explain it, but I do see the hype. It's just so pretty and natural and everything just seamlessly blends together. All right, and as far as blush, I like to go with more berry, deeper tones in the fall and winter. So I'm going to go in with this top color here instead of that lower color. I will say they both are very beautiful and they blend really well. And they blend really good together. And then I'm just going to tap off that excess. And again, making sure it's just seamless on the brush and even. So we have the same on our cheeks. But look at that color. It's so pretty. It's not too deep. I sometimes do go deeper, but it has that beautiful berry undertone that I love during the fall. And it just blends so well with that bronzer. I'm telling you, this formula, you guys, it's good. It is really good. I didn't understand the hype either, and that's one reason why I wanted to get it last year and figure it out. The only things from Hourglass I've tried, and I'm really ashamed to admit this, is I have tried their setting powder in a sample form, and I did really enjoy it. And I have tried this palette now, and there was something else. I just can't remember what it was. It was a long time ago. But that's it. I do want to try their ambient foundation. Let me know if you guys have tried it because I'm definitely curious of that. But look at that. It's beautiful. It looks natural. That's what I love about it. Now we're going to go in with highlighter. And we are going to use the finishing powders in here as well at the end. So I'm going to take this Real Techniques brush. We're going to tap it off a little. And we're just going to apply it right on top of that blush. And I feel like this, although I don't typically go for one of this shade for this highlighter, it doesn't make my texture more obvious. And it's just a beautiful, healthy glow. And this is what I meant by it's bringing that glow back to my skin that I had before I set it down with the one size. Beautiful palette. And then there we have it. We're done with complexion. And then we go in with concealer and with the color corrector. And we're going to go in with the e.l.f.'s Putty Color Corrector. They have the one that's in a concealer type of packaging. I don't really like that one. This one, as you can tell, I really like. So I'm going to take this Real Techniques brush and we're going to apply it. Let's go ahead and continue to use this mirror. Now, I always go in with a color corrector because I have very, very dark circles. I think it's hereditary, honestly, right here. And I'm originally going to apply it with this brush. And then we're going to go in and continue to tap it out with my finger. So really, application doesn't really matter much. But the warmth of your skin or the warmth of your finger to your skin will help it melt in. And then we will do the other side, and then we will go in with our concealer. I always, like I said, go in with this color corrector. It doesn't matter if it's a glam look or everyday look. I always color correct. It is the only one besides the other e.l.f. one I have. This one is just so nice and hydrating. I like the fact it's in a pot. But I do have others that I will be trying out that I will be purchasing from the VIP sale. So we will be doing a video with me testing out VIP sale products that I've purchased. All right, so there's the color corrector. And then we're gonna go in with the Flower Beauty Get Real Serum Concealer. This one I really liked when I first got it. The shade's a little off, but I make it work. And then again, it just got lost in my collection of new stuff. And then I've been trying it back out again and I really like it. So there's the applicator. I think I have mine in vanilla. Yes, I have it in vanilla. And I'm just going to apply a little dot here and then a little dot here. Another reason why I enjoy doing, I'm going to use the same brush to apply it and then I'll go in with a sponge. Just like when I use a brush on my face, I go in with a brush and then I will go back over with a sponge. I do the same with my concealer just to make sure it's all blended out cohesively and it's pressed into the skin. And this is a looser brush. But another reason why I like to do concealer after blush is also, and after my eyes, is if there is any mistake with my eyes, If there is anything that I didn't blend out well or haven't hooded eyes, it makes doing an eye look a little complicated sometimes. But I can carve it out like I'm doing right now. And then it's gonna, my eyes will look more lifted. And that's also another reason why I applied it the way I did. I applied it here and then here, and I'm bringing it up. It gives that lifted look effect. And then I'm gonna take the pointed side of the sponge and we're gonna blend out. And then we will go in with the one size powder and set. And I always do one side first. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the powder, and then we will do the other side, and then we just have lips. So again, quick and easy. It may seem like a lot of steps. It may seem like it takes a long time, but it really doesn't. So I'm gonna set this, and I always start down here with the powder, and then I work my way up under my eyes because of having fine lines and wrinkles. I don't want to put too much powder under there. And the shade is a little lighter, so it brightens up my under eyes. But as you can see, it really does help lift that eye look, and then it helps clean up any of that blush. We might have to go back. Oh no, I can still see it. I was gonna say we might have to go back with the highlighter, but the highlighter's still on there, so we're good. We didn't end up going over the highlighter. I do need to, though, real quickly, because that's been sitting a little longer and it's so hydrating, blend out those creases from the color corrector. So again, we're gonna go here, and then we're just gonna a little bit there, and then blend with the brush, go back over with the sponge, and then we will do the lips and we'll be done. I debated honestly with the lips with this look, if I should keep it neutral or if I should go more like almost Christmassy, more of a vibrant color, like a red color. And at first I was gonna go with red, but I'm like, you know, this is an everyday look, and honestly, I wouldn't go with red unless it was a Christmas look or a holiday look. So that changes from time to time for an everyday look, depending on the holiday. As far as my lips go, like, let's be real, my eyes, I really don't play around with color. Every so often I have, and it's been okay. I just, again, I'm not much of a color fan when it comes to my eye looks. I really am neutral. I'm browns, I'm, you know, cool tone browns, I'm warm tone browns type of girl. And then we're gonna set it, and you just see how smooth this powder makes it. So smooth. And we still have our highlighter on that side, so we are all good. Real quickly though, we are gonna go ahead and set, let's grab this brush. We're gonna go ahead and set the face now with this finishing powder down here. It's so, so pretty. I think that's one, that one's diffused light. Let's see. Ethereal powder, and it's just so pretty. So I'm just caking it on, and then I'm gonna tap it off a little, and then I'm just going all over to cohesively blend everything together. And honestly, when you use this powder, and sometimes I do this, sometimes I literally just blend in the powders when I'm using this palette, but it just blends in the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter so well. It brings the whole look together, and it makes it more natural and beautiful looking. I absolutely love it. So I will put this all over the face. The other one, I focus just where, which is the diffused one. I just focus that one when I'm using that one with the, with the brush here. I never use a puff, and I just focus it where my blush, bronzer, and highlighter is. I never use it under the eyes, never. And it does give a little bit of a sheen, but it's not like glittery or sparkly. So there's the beautiful complexion look. And before we go into lips, we do need to go under the lash line here real quick. I always come back in and do this once I've done my concealer. So I'm just dapping in to all three colors that I used on the eyes, and then I'm just gonna press this under the eyes here on the lash line. And I don't bring it all the way in, especially if I'm using darker colors like we did today, because the outer corner here has a dark shade. I just bring it about halfway in. I don't like to use dark colors when it comes to my lower lash line, other than on the outer side, because I've already done all that work to lift my eyes and make them look more opened. And when you bring in a dark color on the lower lash line, and you're gonna keep it on the lower lash line all the way through, it just brings your eyes down and it kind of erases the lifted look. So we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna bring it here and call it good. All right, now we're gonna go into our lips and then we're done. So for lips, I'm gonna use the Sephora On The Go lip liner. These are the smaller ones. I have mine in light beige. I definitely need to sharpen it. I don't overline my lips on an everyday look, so I'm just lining it. And I like to go with browns, neutrals, unless, like I said, we're going for a holiday look. So like Thanksgiving or Christmas. And even on an everyday look, I don't always go in with lipstick. I'll go in with a tinted balm, a gloss. I use those all year round too. And then we have the Moira Signature lipstick. This is a lipstick, but it's really creamy and hydrating, and it's a beautiful color. I have it in Natural Look. So it is a lipstick, but it's not like matte. It's got, as you will see, a very creamy, hydrating look. And it feels so good on the lips. It's so nourishing and hydrating. Now, because it is hydrating, I do have to reapply throughout the day, but it feels so good. And if something feels as amazing as this does, and it looks as good as this does, I don't mind having to reapply. Now, it does get a little messy sometimes because of how creamy it is, so I'll just take my paper towel or whatever I have and clean up any mistakes. Which was right there, and then one right up here. And then I'll take this and call it good. All right, so that is it, you guys. That is my everyday quick and easy fall look. This is what we came up with. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know what colors you reach for in the fall. I feel like makeup is very personal, so you may be someone that loves to go with very colorful eye looks in the fall. I like to stick it with browns, and I like to stick my lips with browns unless I'm going in with a look for a special event, for a glam look, or for any type of holiday party or just the holiday itself. I'll usually go with a deep brown or a red. I don't like reds too much, but there are a few red lips that I do enjoy. And I just like to keep it still basic and simple, but again, my complexion products, I like to have still that beautiful like glowy look, like what the the Hourglass powder gave us. But I like to keep it just very natural, but on a light to light medium coverage with our actual complexion products. So this is what we look like, and that is the steps I take for every day. Again, a few things changed here and there, but for the most part, that is what I do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I hope you decided to stick around and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you again here very soon. Bye.